Hey everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. The other day, though, I picked up a beautiful little piece of glass. It's not even really a lens, but it helps your lenses zoom in a little bit farther. I got the Canon 2x extender, version 3. Pretty simply, it's going to set you back about, I think it was $430, $440, and really what it does is quite simple. It just makes your lenses longer. It makes the focal length longer. Your 70 to 200, for example, is now a 140 to 400. Fits right in between the lens and the body of your camera, so it's super easy to use and pretty light. However, you lose 2 stops of light and the worst part, image quality. Now, it's not that bad. Neither of them are really that bad, and I'll get to that. I have some really cool Lightroom examples that I'm going to shoot to right now. Alright, so to get to the real meat and bones here, the reason you were even watching this video or buying this lens, or rather extender, is because you want the zoom, quite obviously. So this is with my 70 to 200 2.8 on right here on the left, okay? More zoomed out, obviously, but we'll get there. Notice that the aperture is at 2.8. So when I say you lose 2 stops of light, it's the fact that the aperture now, with the extender on, is 5.6. So that's 2 whole stops. That's a lot of light and a lot of depth of field gone. Now, you can get some of that depth of field with the compression of the lens, but I haven't really seen how much, or I consistently tested on what that really looks like. But most notably, obviously, is the zoom. It's the reason you even want this little device. So if I can, we're going to zoom in here. Whoops, not right there, right here. We're going to go to the 4 to 7 range. And I want to show you the image quality, what happens to it. So you can see in the left, I'm hoping you can see at least, that it's significantly less grainy. And while it's not necessarily tack sharp, it's sharper, most definitely. And the aberration seems to be a little bit less severe. But this is such a control environment. This is, I'm on a table, I'm not moving it, I'm not shooting a subject that's moving. So it's so controlled that this is the closest you'll ever get the two. You will never shoot as sharp with it on in the real world as you will with just the 70-200, but the payoff is that you're significantly closer in the original image, right? Instead of having to crop in to get this close to my lens, I shoot the picture at that, right? The only thing I've touched about these images are the lens correction, because the 2x extender has its own setting, has its own lens correction in Lightroom. Oh geez, here, let me just go to it real quick. It's this thing right here, right? There's all these lenses, but this one has a special model because it recognizes the lens and then also recognizes that there's an extender on it. So that's really cool that it actually adjusts that automatically. So you can see, if I get back to here, whoa, in terms of sharpness, yeah, you do sacrifice some sharpness, you sacrifice some image quality. So it's very important to be incredibly still and as delicate in pressing the button as you can, because now you're dealing with long glass. Every movement is going to change your focus. Every movement is going to mess something up. So you really have to kind of learn, and it actually took me like 2 kind of sessions with this thing to learn how to use it more properly. I'll show you some of these pictures over here that you've probably been looking at for a while. Wow, not like that. These are images I got with the extender, obviously, and you can see that they look sharp, right? They look sharp. This one's manual focus, so if it is off, I don't think it is, but bear with me. They look sharp. There's nothing, you don't have to worry about, well, if I take a picture with I think my camera's a 26 megapixel camera, is it going to demote it to an 18? No, not necessarily. It's sharp. You can still kind of tell that, something's off. It doesn't look out of focus, but something's off about it. And that's fine with me because I have this picture, right? As a whole, it's amazing. I don't have to worry about anything else because the picture itself is cool. Now, if I go in and pixel peep, ooh, it's not as sharp as the lens would be without the thing. But it's still really, really, really good. And for that, I have to say that I'm enjoying it so far. So as a sort of closing statement regarding my overall thoughts on this, I'm going to just roll over some footage I took at the zoo, or at the safari park rather, in San Diego. Final thoughts, I think if you want that zoom, it's no doubt worth it. You lose light, yes, but if you have a monopod and a 2.8 lens preferably, then it's totally worth it. It's super cool to use, and it actually changes the dynamic of how I was able to use it. A lot of these shots I could not have gotten any other way, so I really enjoyed it. For $430, it was totally worth it to me. I really didn't feel like I was skimped. I felt like that at first because on the lens, on the back of the camera, the little screen didn't look that good. But when I brought it home and looked at all the images, it actually looked really good. So thank you very much. I'm gonna go find my dog for an outro. Hey, Rocky. I need you to get up. Come on, you gotta tell the people on the internet to show me some appreciation by liking and subscribing. Come on. Yeah, we gotta... What?